Yo, yo, this is it. I'm Mr. Fade, and you're listening to Attack of the Beats on IllMuzik.com. Another 5 beats, another 5 reviews. And in case you haven't noticed, you should have noticed by now. But anyway, when you go on to, there's some new features on the site. So when you go to the beats section, for example, I've added, there's 3 icons there. You got the like, share, and comment. So click those and check it out. But go to the forums. There's at the top of the forums is the news and rules section there. So go in there, you'll see, and you'll see the stuff I have there, the new features of comments and the likes and all that stuff. And it's just to help promote the beats and stuff. Hopefully that all you guys, all you members will start giving each other some feedback that way. Just some quick notes and stuff. I think it's about 200 characters or something like that for the comments. Kind of like a Twitter thing, I guess. I don't know, but because I just figured it'd be just better if it was just small, quick feedback rather than just a big life story or something like that. So anyway, so check it out, and it's a good thing, and let me know what you think by posting in the forums. All right, so first up we got Second Nature with The Greatest. Let's check it out.
For his first reading, Mr. Clay will honor us with a recitation of his classic poem, I Am the Greatest. All right. Okay, so that was Second Nature with The Greatest. Now, with this one, okay, at the beginning you get that choir synth thing and stuff. And I know that, it's more of like a synth, let's say. It's not really like a choir sound in a way. It's more like you're just trying to play a synth part. And that's cool, whatever, but I mean, for me, I hear a choir, whatever, Now the thing is that I remember way back in the day when they first had, just some MIDI files or sound fonts. I don't know if anybody remembers sound fonts, but you had those files, and they had choir stuff, and for me it was just cheesy. It was always cheesy, and they never really nailed the choir stuff down when it comes to synths, unless you get some really high end stuff, because they're sampling actual choirs or whatever, So I'm not saying you should go out and get an actual choir, I mean, if you can, it'd be great or whatever. But I mean, if you play what you played on the keys, you play that with like an actual choir, I mean, it would sound amazing, right? It sounds so much better, But anyway, but I get it though. I mean, you get the synth, and all that stuff, and it does sound good, but not on its own. Because on its own, that's when I hear like the cheesiness of it. But when you blend it with the rest of the beat, it sounds fine. And that's when to me, it becomes more of a just like a synth sound, you know what I mean? Not just a choir or whatever. So, but anyway, so besides that though, what I do like about the beat is that you have some nice change ups, you got nice transitions, So that's really good. I like that, that you keep the beat moving, you keep it working and stuff. The main problem obviously is the mix, because it's just so distorted on the low end, so I mean, it's great what you have, and I do like that low end. It's got a good sound and everything. It's way too distorted. So you got to scale that back somehow. I don't know how you're mixing. It's hard for me to tell or whatever. I don't know what you're using for your mixing, whatever and stuff, but you're way in the red on your mix, So as long as you can control that level, then you have a really solid beat there, because I do like what you're doing with it. Like I said, it's just that it's the mix. It's just too loud. Everything's just too in your face, So yeah, so just to fix the mix part, and then, the choir, if you can do something a little better with the choir, get some real sound of a choir, whatever. I don't know. You don't have to, but you could keep the synth that you have and just add an actual choir sound behind it, a choir sample, I should say, behind it, and see what you can come up with that, But the main thing was the mix, especially at low end, man, very, very heavy. So, all right, okay. So next up, we've got. Hold on a sec here. Next up, who do we have? We got Chuck Williams with "Ooh." Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was who was that? That was, hold on a sec. It's up on my computer here. That was Chuck Williams. Ooh. All right. So, this is interesting because the sample you have, I didn't think you would. I thought it was just like an intro or something. I didn't know you were going to use it all the way through, and it works. It actually does work. I'm not crazy about the way it's chopped, let's say, because I can hear, like, especially at the beginning of the chop, I can hear a bit of clipping or whatever, a bit of that the clicking, I should say. But it does sound nice with the rest of the track. The drums are on point. I like that shit. It's good stuff. But the one thing, man, was because you use it all the way through, it actually does work. I was like, what would be perfect on this? Some keys. If you had like some smooth keys, let's say like a Rhodes or something, you put that underneath that, man, I think that would sound so nice. I think a Rhodes would just blend it so well with that, really, because what you have is good. It does get a little repetitive though, but I think if you add some keys on top of that, I think it would make this a really, really nice beat. It would really smooth it out. Because right now, like I said, with that sample, it's a little choppy, let's say, whatever. It does sound nice, but it's choppy. If you get some keys underneath that, it's going to really smooth things out and stuff. So it'll make a big difference. So give that a shot, because the rest is on point. I like that. But I think it's just really, there's two things. It's a little repetitive, but also it's just missing something. So try the keys. Try the keys and give that a shot, because I'm sure it'll make a big, big difference in this. But other than that, though, I like it. Very good beat.
All right, so next up we've got DJ Feed Me with 50 Ways to Die. Choose one. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was DJ Feed Me with 50 Ways to Die. Choose one. All right, so this one, this beat's on point. You know, it's really on point. I really like it. The one thing that I really liked was the fact that the beat just kept moving. You know, that's one of the things when people send beats in. You know, is that most of the time it's just a beat or whatever. You know, and sometimes it happens where I get a beat where, but not just for Attack of the Beats, but also for other competitions and stuff, where I get a beat where it's just it's like this, where it just keeps moving along. It just keeps you interested, keeps you listening. You want to see where the beat's gonna go, type of thing. So that's what separates a really good beat from the rest. It really does, because otherwise, if you just have a beat just looping all the way through, it's good. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that if you have something that really transitions well, it just keeps moving, it makes a big difference. So with this one, it's funny because I'm listening to it, I'm thinking, it's nice, but I would like to hear the part where it just breaks down with just the drums, let's say, and then you did that towards the end, so that was cool. But the one thing was that, out of my personal preference, is the snare. I like what you did, it's fine. I would have preferred a snare, maybe not all the way through, but at least at a couple points or whatever, where it's just like it's more of a loud, not a smacking snare, let's say, but just like a louder snare where it's got a lot of reverb on it. I recommend that a lot of times because it does help. It really does. With your mix, it depends on the mix, right? In your mix, you have a lot of space there to play with. So I think that if you had a snare that come in once in a while and has a lot of reverb on it, actually, it'll sound really nice. So that's just my preference. Whatever, you don't have to, but because what you did is good. It's just that it's like, in a way, it's like I don't really hear a snare. You know what I mean? It's like I do, but I don't. Not all beats have to have a loud snare or whatever, but you know what I mean. So, but very dope beat. I like it. And good job. All right, so next up, we got High Life with Flow. Let's check it out.
All right. Okay, so that was who was that? Okay, what's going on with this computer here? Hold on. I gotta beat my stuff up once in a while. Wait, that came out wrong. Hold on. Wait, scratch that. Okay. All right. All right, so that was okay. Who was that? That was High Life with Flow. All right, I gotta beat up my mouse once in a while. Batteries die here and there and stuff. So, all right. So this beat, I like it because of the drum track, basically, and it's one of those beats where even for myself, like sometimes I'll make a beat where, I got my drums, whatever. I add some other stuff to it. I keep playing it, and I'm like, you know what? I just don't like it. Doesn't sound good. So I'll just scrap everything but the drums. Keep the drums because the drums are just good. So then I can just start from scratch and just add whatever I want to it. So in your case, the same type of thing. You got a good drum track. Did a good job with that. I think that where you're going with it with that melody, I think it's in the wrong direction. Honestly, I think the only way this beat could work is if you had a rapper on top of it. Because that sound, it's kind of annoying actually, but that sound, it's good. But honestly, I think it's just like if you had some vocals on it, then people could listen to it with the vocals and they'll know like why that sound is there. You know what I mean? Because this is the type of beat that would go with some crazy rapper, let's say. So that'd be fitting for that, So I would do away with that. Honestly, I would do away with that whole melody part because the drums are good. You can go any direction with it. Now, I'm not saying, I shouldn't say get rid of it altogether, but you could maybe just alter it, like keep the same, pattern you have, let's say, but just do it with a different sound, because like I said, the sound on its own, to me, it doesn't work, like people will be turned off by it. They don't know what it is, why you're using that type of sound, but if you have a rapper with it, I think it'll be okay. So that's why it's like, it's a 50-50 thing or whatever. But, like I said, the drums are great. I just don't like that sound. Not a big fan of it. It was okay. Like towards the end, I kind of got used to it in a way or whatever. But there was a part in the middle, about a minute in or something like that, where you just it sounded like really choppy and this and that and stuff. So, that's why it's like, I'm thinking maybe you did that. Like you're thinking of something while you're doing that. Like I'm trying to be crazy here or something like that, so if you had vocals with that, at least, that would complement that crazy shit you just did. You know what I mean? So that's why on its own, though, I would say, no. Put some vocals with it. Yeah, you could have a crazy track there because look at, what's that group there years ago with Pharrell there? Neptunes. Yeah. When they came out with, I can't remember that track. Anyway, they came with that track. It had that sound kind of, whatever, So on its own, it's like, whatever. With their vocals, it was a big hit, So you got to think about that, man. All right. Okay, so next up we've got fucking mouse. Oh, God. Last beat, Scotch Beats with Purple Kush. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Scotch Beats with Purple Kush. All right. Now, this one is actually, it's an interesting one here because the thing is that, first of all, I love the beat. Okay, it's a great sounding beat. I love the sounds. I mean, the main sounds, the main sound you're using and all that stuff. I really like that synth and everything. That's the type of stuff that I try to find or whatever. Try to like the synths I'm really looking for or whatever. But when it comes to hip hop beat, it's not really hip hop, that kind of sound, because that's the thing. You have to be so careful when you're using synths because unless it's a synth pack that you have, let's say, that's aimed towards hip hop or whatever. Maybe this one is, I don't know, but for me it doesn't sound like it is. But yeah, because most of the time you find these synths and they're just general sounds or whatever, and you got to be careful. You don't want something like this to sound like an EDM track or something. And that's kind of what it sounds like at the beginning. I'm listening to it and all that, And I think what it is that the beat is very good. It's just that the sounds are all wrong for hip hop. That's what I'm thinking, because I like what you did. I mean, the bass line pattern could have been a little better. But as far as the sounds, they do sound nice. It's just that for hip hop, I would say no. I mean, I wouldn't use those sounds necessarily and all that. I mean, you could use that synth, let's say, okay, that main track. You could use that as long as the rest is like, let's say you had like a famous hip hop breakbeat or something behind that, then yeah, it would work. But what you have all together, I wouldn't say so. Because the bass line too, like the bass sound, I should say, it's not typical type of bass that you would hear in a hip hop song. You know what I mean? So that's what's weird, because it's a good beat. It's just that the sounds, man, to me, it sounds more like they're all like, like some EDM type sounds. You know what I mean? So it's weird, because I had that problem years ago. I had this this synth, this actual synth rack. This is before computers became all the rage. For making tracks, but I had this little synth rack and it was good. I really liked the sounds, but when it came to hip hop, I was like, this isn't really what I want to have here and stuff. I ended up selling it because I was like, this isn't going to cut it. You know what I mean? So in your case, it's the same type of deal, right? I mean, you're coming up with these, this great track, this great beat, it's great patterns you have and all that stuff, but it's just the sounds. I would say just substitute those sounds. I mean, keep everything the way you have it, but just change the sounds out, man. Make them so that they don't sound like a dance track, let's say. You know what I mean? I know, as you're making it, you're probably thinking it, you're not thinking that. You're thinking it's a hip hop track, whatever, but I think to the average listener, they might say, it doesn't really sound too hip hop. It does, but it doesn't. You know what I mean? So the main thing was that main synth track and the bass line. Those are the two that I really noticed where it didn't really fit the mold. You know what I mean? When it came to hip hop. So, but I do like the track. It's very dope though. It's just the sounds, man. I would just change up those sounds. All right, so that's it for me. I'm Mr. Fate. This is Attack of the Beats. Keep sending the beats in. I keep reviewing them. And my favorite beat this week, the winner is, drum roll please, DJ Feed Me with 50 Ways to Die. Choose one. Let's check it out.